Max Mason, an artist and baseball lover, and I make baseball paintings. Around 2002, I got really lucky. A new ballpark was going to be built in Philadelphia, and I knew one of the architects, Don Jones, from art school, who worked, and still does in fact, for Ewing Cole Architects, and they got the job. Through him, I was able to be included in the art program and do a number of murals and paintings that were included in the new stadium when it opened 20 years ago this April. For the murals, I took a historical approach. They would depict the 3 ballparks that the Phillies had played in, and of course, the new ballpark. This is my favorite of the 3, called Rounding First at Citizens Bank Park. The depiction of the stadium was based on early renderings given to me by the architects since the building had not been built yet. From this angle, you don't actually see Center City quite like this, but I enjoy including details like the city skyline to give the painting a strong sense of connection to place, to Philadelphia. The image is developed from a Sports Illustrated poster I had as a child. The image was so dynamic, it stayed with me, and due to the magic of eBay, I was able to get an old tattered copy. The V's and diagonals of the players' legs meshed well with the baselines and jet contrails in the sky. These paintings were originally constructed for murals in the restaurant called Harry the K's, which, alas, no longer exists in the same way. But the original painting is here in this lobby, and it fits perfectly into the recess in the wall, which is fantastic. It almost seems like it's a part of the architecture. This painting is titled Connie Mack Stadium, August 1964. The Phillies played in Connie Mack Stadium from 1938 to 1971 and shared the stadium with the Philadelphia A's in the beginning. This painting started from a photograph by Walter Yosh of Gene Mack in 1964 at Connie Mack Stadium, which was right in the middle of the infamous collapse of the 1964 Phillies, which scarred a generation of Phillies fans. Even younger fans probably know how traumatized people were by what happened in 1964. The team had been terrible, and suddenly they got a good young core with the assistance of Richie Allen and were managed by hard-nosed manager Gene Mack. They were 6 games ahead with 12 games to play, and then they lost 10 games in a row. World Series tickets had been printed, and they thought they were going to make it, but they didn't. So I had fun working from the photograph of Gene Mack, but the rest was my invention juxtaposing Richie Allen and Lou Brock. I added the photographer Walter Yost making the photograph over there. While based on truth, there are liberties taken to put things in out of personal interest in the history of the game. I tried to get a sense of foreboding with the dark mood of the time with the grim light in the sky. This is the last of the 3 murals, 500 level, The Vet. And it's sort of a family portrait, because on the right is my wife Zianne, our daughters Margaret and Lucy. My father is in it too. You can tell it's me holding the scorecard, and you can see my cut-off thumb. It's painted in Veterans Stadium, where the Phillies played from 1971 to 2003. It's where they won the 1980 World Series. When I first visited the Vet, I was amazed and thrilled by the bright green AstroTurf. It was so uniform and perfect. The whole plastic reality of the Vet was light years ahead of old, dark Fenway Park, the ballpark of my youth, and you could easily park. I even did a number of paintings from the parking lot itself. Only $3 and all that visual action, even fireworks. Not sure where that painting is at the moment, but it's somewhere around, I imagine. There's another set of 3 paintings painted from the same place in the ballpark. Through my connections, I was able to get access to the construction site as they were building. They gave me a hard hat, let me sketch, paint, and photograph all over. A number of those sketches are around here as well. So this is the first of that series from where they are building the stadium. It's called Ballpark Construction, Philadelphia. You can see the SS United States. You can see Lincoln Financial Field, which was built a couple years earlier. Here I am actually painting down there. I really wanted to give a sense of the scale of the space. It's so huge, the figures are small, except for the guy attending the cables and these beams. I happened to be there on a cloudy, dramatic day, and I painted a study. It's somewhere around here, too. This is the second series of the 3 paintings from the same spot in the left field plaza. This is called The Stage is Set. We started with the construction of the stadium, and this is when everyone is taking their seats. It's a beautiful time in the evening light. Back behind the SS United States, you can see the moon rising. The ushers are directing, People are taking their seats with their beers and crab fries. Here's a member of the media and the architect John Jones with his very distinctive look. But this painting is a celebration of the light. I always love the Mo strips. It's a series of squares that sort of reminds me of much of the United States. It's divided into 1 mile square lots that when you see from above is not entirely different, visually in a way, from the field below. It's a lively and exciting visual space. Of course, it's built for baseball, but it's also about being a part of something magnificent and 100% American. This one is called We Win. It's another imaginary painting that was actually painted before the stadium was fully built, but I wanted to paint the end of a game that the Phillies won in thrilling fashion, and I included a lot of the people responsible for the development of the stadium, the architects, the owners, some administrators, and other Phillies-related people, the players at the time, the prominent people in the painting, the then-owner Dave Montgomery, Mr. Buck, and the main architects are Don Jones, Bob McConnell, and Craig Schmidt. My father is here. You can see a Nokia flip phone from around the time the painting was painted. Bill Giles, Mike Schmidt, these are just suggestions of the people, not really exact portraits. It's a night game with the left fielder Pat Burrell, and there's a play at the plate here. It's obviously the third out, and the Phillies have just won the game. Jimmy Rollins is the shortstop, Chase Utley and Jim Thome. The Phillies had not won a World Series since 1980 when I painted the painting, so this was the dream. Now here we are, up in the seats, and this is the spot where those paintings were painted. Down there you can see them creating the Mo strips. This is actually a great place to watch the game. You can see the whole field and not have your vision dominated by flashing scoreboards and advertisements. There's definitely more paintings to be made, and here's to a great season for the Phillies.